As parents, Christian parents, you want your children to follow you on the way, in the way. So you talk about Jesus, you invite Jesus in the middle of our daily activities and daily life. We take our children to church, and then they grow and eventually leave the house. And once they are out, whether they are going to work or in apprenticeship or in university, they are out of our reach to a point. They don't spend the whole of the day with us. And I know that many youth experience a kind of loneliness, a destabilization. We were used to be together with the others, especially if you have a big family. We were used to be within a frame of activities that were decided by parents and teachers, and then all of a sudden we find ourselves all alone in charge of our lives. And usually churches try to gather the newly arrived people. Are you a Catholic? Are you a Protestant? What interests have you? All kinds of associations try to attract us. And the most important danger, the biggest danger actually, is the one that makes us to be completely all alone, detached. I know when I went to university, I was the first one of my family to go. Nobody told me what to expect. I was going there to study. I arrived, my parents dropped me, and that was it. There were activities for freshers, but in France, for example, it's not organized as well as in the UK. So to a point, you find yourself alone. And the issue is, how will you know? If you're a Christian, you want to join a church, how will you find churches in your neighborhood? Which one should we follow and attend? And then, second problem is relationships. We start meeting others, being reached by all kinds of people. Fellow students, mostly, but others too. And if you are not strong, if you are not well grounded in your faith, it's quite easy to be dragged away, to be taken away. Because at the time you want to go to church, others entice you and invite you to other meetings. You find out that their choices are not yours, but you want to make friends. And too many times you end up being paralyzed with fear, too shy to say, well, I want to go to church, or I want to have a time to read the Bible. And the activities, the choice is overwhelming. And you are now on a slimy slope. And it doesn't happen all of a sudden. If the devil was to appear to you and say, I know what to do, come and follow me. We're going to go to a rave party or a dance. You might not agree. But if he's a nice friend and you want to belong to that community, and you want to please that person, and you like those people, you may end up choosing the wrong side, making the wrong choices. And then once you start, you start feeling guilty. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. I didn't mean to accept, but, and then gradually it goes on, and you're sucked away. When I was in university, I didn't know where to find a Christian group. I'd never chosen for myself when I was in secondary school. I arrived there, and the timetable for the Bible studies they offered was clashing with my own lab work at the uni. And eventually I found myself quite alone. And it's just like you watch these predators on TV, lions, tigers, looking for a prey, and they see these antelopes, and they will never go into the midst of the group. They will look for those that are on the fringe, those that are slower, weaker. And eventually I spent 3 years without going to church, without meeting other Christians. I was feeling very, very unhappy about that, but I didn't know how to come out of it. I just didn't know. And it took God to bring someone from my class to my room to talk about Jesus. A girl that was not even a believer. And she was just talking about her family, and I was talking about mine. And she said, "How I wish I would have known God in my family," but it didn't happen. When she left, I just sat down on my bed in the dark, thinking that I was so far away. And then I had to, centimeter by centimeter, find my way back like a prodigal. So I encourage you, parents, don't leave your people, your sons and daughters, to go out without guidelines. And you that are a Christian in a foreign environment, a university, a work center, reach out to others. Give them a guideline. One of the blessings I met in those days was I went to the ref to have my lunch and met a girl that was selling Bibles, very cheap actually. And I told her, "What are you doing?" Because I'd never seen anyone before selling Bibles or even displaying Bibles. And she told me that she was from Britain, that she had come to give 1 year of her life to reach out for Jesus. I was really touched. And she guided me to a Bible study. And I went there, and it changed my life. So don't assume that everybody knows everything. Help others. We are all in it together.